This video is in regard to the recent tweets made by Chad Kennedy, a script supervisor for the CW, and some other members of the Supernatural crew in regards to the character of Dean, Winchester, and Castiel and their relationship. Much of the interaction between the two of them has been suggested to be deeper than just friendship, and many of the fans see romantic chemistry between the two of them. I count myself as one of them. I see the potential for romance between Dean and Cass, and I support it wholeheartedly. What doesn't make sense to me is that after all the build-up from Season 4 all the way through till now, especially with the symbolism and the romantic parallels, not to mention the musical choices and the camera work in Season 8, why are we meant to only interpret the two of them as friends? A lot of Season 8 seemed to suggest Dean's struggle with coming to terms with his sexuality, or opening his mind to the possibility that he could be less than completely straight, most likely bisexual. Why include things such as the scene with Aaron, and show Dean denying sex with a beautiful woman, and have Cupid having these two gay men fall in love? Why use camera work and tropes that blatantly suggest romantic interest if there was never any intent to make anything of that? That is called queerbaiting, and it's not cool. There have already been messages from the queer fans that Dean's struggle has helped them come to terms with their own sexuality. Stories like those speak for themselves. Stories like those show the impact and the importance of well-developed characters on the lives of the people who watch the show. Stories like these show how important and life-changing a fictional TV show can be. After we've been dealt such a blow by these tweets, we have every right to be upset. Now, my story is not a coming-out story. I was part of the queer community before I started watching Supernatural. I didn't come to Supernatural because of the queer representation in Charlie or the alluded homo-romantic undertones of the show. I didn't come for them, but I definitely liked that I found them. I was hopeful. Homosexual relationships are becoming more and more accepted. With the repeal of DOMA and the new federal rights for same-sex couples and the legalization of gay marriage in many of the 50 states, the queer community was ecstatic and ready for more representation in the media, but it's been slow coming. The media is a strong factor in influencing public opinion. I firmly believe that with more positive queer representation in the media, public opinion regarding homosexuals and the queer community will change. But there needs to be the first push. Now, admittedly, I do not spend my life in front of a TV. I don't really watch a lot of shows. However, the only TV show that I know of with a queer main character is the sci-fi show Lost Girl, where the main character is a bisexual succubus. There might be others, I don't know, but after all the build-up in Season 8 with the lighting and the music choices and the not-so-subtle hint that it was Dean's love for Cass that broke Naomi's control, it seems more than a little unfair to close off the possibility of them being anything less than absolutely straight. That is catering to the heteronormative mindset, and it's not fair for the rest of the fans. I'm sure there will be other more observant people who will examine all the clues leading up to the logical progression of Dean and Cass's relationship. I won't go into that. I just wanted to explain why I think it's reasonable to see romance in Dean and Cass's relationship. One of the things that really hooked me in on Supernatural was how much I see myself in Dean. He and I both lost a parent when we were far too young. Both of us had to grow up way too fast, with a parent focusing on the job. Both of us are expected to be in control, and to be the older sibling, and to be responsible. People rely on us to stay strong. People depend on us. We can't let them down. We have suffered pain and loss and fear and sacrifice. Dean was tortured in hell. And I survived months of abuse, which, in my mind, is one of the very few things that can possibly compare to hell. I identify with Dean more than I can say. And it's because of how similar we are, and because of how much I feel like I understand Dean, that I am incredibly hurt by the shutdown the queer fans have just experienced from Chad Kennedy and Guy Norman B. I'm insulted. Don't deny the possibility for Dean to discover bisexuality. Don't deny the possibility of a relationship between Dean and Castiel. I, for one, would love to see how the two of them manage a romantic relationship, with Dean's baggage and his fear of losing the people he loves, and Cass still learning to be human and how to feel, as well as faced with the ups and downs of hunting. I think it would be a new direction, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a way to add more layers to the development of Dean and Cass's characters, benefiting the story and paving the way for more equal queer representation in mainstream media. Don't queerbait to up the ratings. That's just insulting. I think you should consider the possibility of a romantic relationship between Dean and Castiel. Dean needs something more. The things that he and I have been through, the loss and the pain and the abuse and everything, it never leaves us. Ever. My abuse ended years ago, but I still have nightmares. I still jump when people make sudden movements towards me. I'm still damaged, and so is Dean. I envy Dean that he had an angel to pull him out of hell and put him back together. I didn't. I envy the relationship that Dean and Cass have, but at the same time, Dean has more than earned it. Dean has earned happiness. And if I can't find my own angel, then Dean deserves his. One of us deserves to be happy. Do you remember how happy he was when he finally found Cass in purgatory? Because I do. Do you remember how much he missed him when he got back and had to leave Cass behind? I do. Do you remember how worried he was about Cass in the first couple episodes of season 9? Because I definitely do. Dean and Cass's relationship is not a fan construct. We only see what the cameramen film, what the actors act, and what the writers write. And the bond we see, the profound bond that we did not make up, it's beautiful. It's what Dean needs. It's what Cass needs. We didn't make it up. We saw it and we support it, and we are hurt that it is not considered to be a valid option for these two characters. Please understand. This is not hate. I'm trying very hard not to be negative. But at the same time, I am hurt by the queerbaiting that I'm beginning to see. I am not a statistic. I am not a way to boost ratings. I am a person. I am a fan. I matter. And I'm queer. Is it too much to ask for you to respect my existence?